Scouting combine time, guys. All right, tonight we're going with Camo Star, New Era. Check that out under the bill. Camo time, back. Here we go. Over this. Camo time, baby. All right, so I'll wait here a few more seconds before we go over a quick recap of the scouting combine. All right. What I liked and what I believe some of the targets for the Cowboys may be. Thanks for everybody that's jumping on here. Go ahead and hit like on this video right now. It helps out the channel immensely. So everybody that's joining the live feed, we're talking NFL Combine recap day one, quarterbacks, tight ends, wide receivers. Hit like on this video, guy. Hit like on this video. All right. So I'm just gonna go over, the quarterbacks, wide receivers, and tight ends. So we'll start with the quarterbacks. Would the Cowboys draft a quarterback? All right. It's looking like Dak might get, the franchise tag. There's already retaliation being leaked out that he will hold out for all the offseason workouts and this and that. It'll basically be another Ezekiel Elliott situation. Not good. Okay, so would the Cowboys entertain drafting a quarterback? I think at the end of the day, probably not early, but maybe a day 3. All right, and I think there's some decent ones in here that looked really good in my opinion. Obviously, the top guys that threw like a Jordan Love or Justin Herbert, they probably won't be available for the Cowboys. But I did like Jacob Eason. He's got the big arm. He would be a nice little haul, but I think he got himself some, some draft capital today. He looked really good. All right. Who else looked good? Jordan Love. I think he looked pretty good. I feel like Jordan Love is on the kind of like the trajectory of Colin Kaepernick when he came out in the draft. He had a good Senior Bowl, Colin Kaepernick. And as we got closer to the draft, his name got elevated. He went a little bit later. I think he was like a 3rd-round pick or something like that. But Jordan Love, to me, I think he'll go earlier than that. I think you can get him. Somebody's gonna like him 2nd round, possibly even the 1st round. So. But, the Cowboys, it'll be interesting to see if they draft a quarterback to compete with Cooper Rush. Do they bring in a vet? If they do this whole dance with Dak Prescott where he's going to hold out, I think you need to bring in a vet immediately, like a good vet that can at least compete and help you win some games. I don't think you can do it with Cooper Rush. I don't think that's going to work. So keep quarterback in the back of your head for a later round to compete and get in there, okay? Because I think they're gonna wanna do that. Let's talk about the tight ends. All right, the Cowboys. I can tell you this: the Cowboys have met with a lot of tight ends at the combine. Some names I was able to confirm, and a lot of these guys look pretty good. Cole Kmet out of Notre Dame, he looked pretty good. Bryson Hopkins out of Purdue, he looked pretty good. Hunter Bryant, he looked good, but I thought he would have ran faster. All right. Obviously, Thaddeus Moss didn't participate. He has a fracture or something like that, so that's why he's gonna have foot surgery. So that's why he's not participating. Kobe Parkinson from Stanford. I really liked how he looked at the combine. Ran really well, caught the ball well. The sleigh drill that they did, he looked good. He played with balance and leverage. He looked good in that drill. I don't know. The Cowboys have interest in that guy, Kobe Parkinson out of Stanford. All right. So he's a good one to keep an eye on. Trotman, he looked really good. You know, people are saying he's like a first rounder, possibly. Adam Trotman, he does look really good. Jared Pickney, the Cowboys met with him. He ran really slow for me. He did. I like his game. That's why I had him as a preview in my last video. His on-field work didn't match what he ran today. So I don't know if he's dealing with an injury or what's going on there, but keep an eye on that one there as well. Harrison Bryant, he looked pretty good. You know, the names that have been talked about the most, like Harrison Bryant and Trotman, they look pretty good. So with the Cowboys draft one of these guys, you know, another Stanford guy, Kobe Parkinson. Cowboys have interest. They met with him and he looked good. He looked very polished out there. The speed matches, the height, the size, able to play with the leverage in that drill. I don't know. He stuck out in my mind for this night. Outside of like the more common guys that everybody's been talking about, he looked good to me. Kobe Parkinson. All right. Wide receivers. Let's talk about them real quick. Who did you guys like at the combine? All right. Were you kind of disappointed in Ruggs' 40? You know, they hyped him up like that as if he was gonna break John Ross's 4.22. He was off. You know, he didn't really come close. I mean, he got 4.28, which is really fast. So he looked good. My boy Chase Claypool, Notre Dame. He did his thing, man. Claypool did his thing. I knew he was gonna do good. The athleticism was gonna jump off the screen, and he looked good, man. It looked really good. You know, they had asked Claypool if he wanted to test out at tight end, and he said no. I'm a receiver, so I'm glad he stuck by his guns, and he showed everybody what he could do at that size. It's a big man, physical. You guys need to check him out if you haven't. He will block, and he'll run you. He plays through the whistle when he blocks, run blocks. He's a hell of a player, man. Where would he go? You know, if he was projected as a 5th or 4th round pick before this, I could say, you know, 2nd to 3 after this, and compared to how everybody else looked here, obviously very deep at wide receiver, deeper than I thought. You know, a lot of players caught my eye tonight. You know, that I'll need to research some more. So that's how good this draft class is. KJ Hill's 40, I didn't really like. He ran a 4.6. You know, the Cowboys met with him, wide receiver slot type of guy out of Ohio State. Ran a 4.6. I think that hurt him. That might hurt him in the draft. Let's see what he does at the pro day. I expected him to be a lot faster than that, so that kind of caught me off guard. What was the other news? CeeDee Lamb, he looked amazing. CeeDee Lamb's the real deal. All the drills, the real deal. The gauntlet, the real deal. And that new drill that they kind of introduced today, where they're catching it. He had kind of like an acrobatic catch. CeeDee Lamb legit. Jerry Jeudy, he's legit. Henry Ruggs, he's legit, man. He's still fast, man. Really, really, really fast. You know, if the Cowboys can utilize him in a similar fashion to like what Kansas City does, utilizing that speed, could be a weapon. But I don't know, man. Do you think the Cowboys would take a wide receiver in the first round? Looks like they're going to get Cooper re-signed. They're working hard on that one. So, would you draft? Would you draft a wide receiver? You know, if you still had Cooper and Gallup, you know, for me, I think if CeeDee Lamb is sitting there at 17, you gotta make that pick, man. You gotta make that pick. That guy is a special player. Okay. Now, I think that would be the only one that I would for sure take. You know, as far as a wide receiver in the first, if CeeDee Lamb was there. Judy, I really like a lot, but I don't know if I would make that selection at 17 for him. You know, but a very good class. Jalen Rager, TCU. I thought he would have ran faster, but still he still had a lot of speed. They made a comment that he looked like he bulked up, you know, muscularly. Maybe he added too much muscle, what kind of slowed him down. So I still like Jalen Rager, good player. Um, Devin Duvernay, Texas. What do you guys like about him? Do you like that guy? I think he has his moments. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but I do like some of the games that I have seen of him. And he looked really good today. 4.39 he ran, and he looked good in the drills. So stock up for me on Devin Duvernay. I think the stock is up on him for me, and obviously Claypool, his stock is definitely up. Um, the one from Wisconsin, what was his name? Oh, Quintus Cephas. He was. I thought he might be a sleeper, but he ran like really slow. I was surprised. He ran a 4.73. So that doesn't match what you see on film on him. That doesn't match there. So that's a guy. If you have interest, you'll need to take a look at him. All right. Uh, the receiver from where is it at? SMU. James Prochet. Pretty good hands. I liked him. I liked him. SMU. Cowboys will probably bring him in for Dallas Day, so don't worry about him being one of these 30 visits. He'll be probably, for sure, if I had to put money on it, Cowboys are going to bring in this James Prochet for Dallas Day. All right? He looked good. Who else? Who else did you like for the Cowboys? What'd you think about Denzel Mims? All right. For me, I love Justin Jefferson. He is another wide receiver that really looked amazing. He's legit. He's legit. I remember when DJ Chark was coming out for LSU. I really liked him, and he's starting to improve there at Jacksonville. But when I think about Justin Jefferson, I think he's a great wide receiver coming out of that program. You know, like I really like Chark, but I love this one. Justin Jefferson, wide receiver at LSU. Van Johnson, who I talked about in my preview video, he has a fracture. All right, they discovered a fracture at the in his medicals, so that's why you're not seeing Van Johnson out there. So that kind of sucks. I'm a big fan of him, so you might get a steal on this guy. You know, if he's still recovering through the draft or whatever, he's obviously not going to be able to do his pro day. So could they get a steal on him? It's possible. All right, all right. Who else did you guys like at wide receiver? Let me know in the comments. Who did you like? You know, besides the guys that we're talking about. Any sleeper guys out there that you guys liked? Yeah, Claypool. Oh yeah, Pittman. Michael Pittman. Yeah. Good one too. He didn't run his 40 though, but he did do some of the drills. They looked pretty good. Ruggs, he ended up pulling something. I think like uh, not the hamstring, but your quad. It looked like he hurt himself or something, so he didn't participate. That's the thing about some of these really speed guys. Some of them are kind of brittle. All right, so gotta be careful with those guys that are fast. Um, the receiver from Minnesota, the one that I covered in my preview video, Tyler Johnson. Where is he at? Yeah, he looked good. He looked good in the drills. I liked him. Who else did you guys like? Yeah, KJ Hill. I wish he would have ran faster. Duvernay. Yeah, I liked him. The stock is up for me on Devin Duvernay. He looked good. Cowboys are going to have a lot of options. Justin Jefferson, exactly. I love that one. I would not mind him, second or third round. But he may have a first round grade for some people. Justin Jefferson is pretty damn legit. All right. But very deep wide receiver class, and I was very impressed. Like, this thing is going to stretch from the first probably all the way to the fifth. And you know how we are in the fifth round. We always blow it. We don't do good with our fifth round pick. Historically, they have all been disasters. So, there could be some of these guys, remaining here up to the fifth round. So, might, use a flyer on one of these guys and see if it'll stick. All right. But Friday, all right, tomorrow, we're looking at running backs, offensive line, and special teams. So I'll come back after tomorrow, and we'll do another recap of who the Cowboys kind of have interest in, who look good, and that kind of thing. So thanks for everybody that jumped online for this live little recap. Players that interested me that could fit into the Cowboys' plans. And we kind of discussed some of the players that the Cowboys have met with. All right. And I'll do a comprehensive final video at the end of the combine where I'll have all the names. But as we're going day after day, I'll let you know who the Cowboys met and how they looked. All right. So make sure you keep it here. Hit like on this video, guys. And, come back tomorrow night. And we'll have another recap, and we'll go through the list of players Cowboys met with, how they looked, and that kind of thing, all right? So keep it here, guys. Cowboys blog. If you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe. Hit that notification bell, everybody, so you don't miss one of my crazy videos. All right? You know how we do it here. Cap mode time, 24/7. All right, guys? Like this video, and I'll catch you guys for the next one. See you guys tomorrow. Peace, everybody.